Percy Bysshe Shelley was born on the 4th of August, 1792 in Sussex, England, into a rich and noble family. His father, Sir Timothy Shelley, was a member of Parliament, and his family expected Percy to live a traditional, obedient life, full of wealth, politics, and status. But from a very young age, Shelley was different. He was quiet, emotional, and curious. He didn't care about wealth or power. He loved books, science, and nature. While other boys followed rules, Shelley asked questions. While others enjoyed comfort, he dreamed of changing the world with his thoughts. He studied at Eton College, one of the most elite schools in England, but there, he was bullied and laughed at. Other boys called him Mad Shelley because he used to do strange experiments and read unusual books. Still, he never gave up. He found peace in reading poetry and walking alone in nature. Later, he joined Oxford University, where he finally began to express his thoughts boldly. At the age of just 18, he wrote a small pamphlet titled The Necessity of Atheism, in which he questioned the existence of God. This was a shocking thing to do at the time, and as a result, Oxford University expelled him. His family was embarrassed, society turned against him, but Shelley didn't regret it. He had found his voice, a voice that would never stop speaking for freedom. In his personal life too, Shelley was rebellious. At 19, he ran away with a 16-year-old girl named Harriet Westbrook and married her. But their marriage was unhappy and painful. A few years later, Shelley fell in love with Mary Godwin, daughter of the famous feminist Mary Wollstonecraft and political philosopher William Godwin. Mary was smart, brave, and shared Shelley's beliefs. Together, they started a life of poetry, passion, and pain. After Harriet's death, Shelley and Mary got married and moved to Italy, where they lived most of their remaining years. Italy became the land of Shelley's inspiration. He met other great poets like Lord Byron and found peace in writing. Shelley's writing is deeply emotional and revolutionary. He believed in freedom from kings, freedom from religion, and freedom of thought. His poems are filled with the beauty of nature, the wind, the sea, the bird, the cloud, all used as symbols to express human emotions and political ideas. He wanted a world where people could think for themselves and live with love and justice. He wrote about the soul, about the power of nature, about broken empires, and about dreams that never die. Now let's understand what makes Shelley's poetry so special. His style is full of deep emotions, musical rhythm, and rich imagination. He often used natural elements to reflect inner feelings like the wild wind, the singing bird, or the broken statue in the desert. He loved writing about big ideas like freedom, life after death, the power of love, and the downfall of pride. He was an idealist, always hoping for a better future, even in times of pain. His poetry is not always easy, but it is always beautiful, filled with both sadness and hope. Among his many works, a few poems stand out as Shelley's masterpieces. One of them is Ozymandias, a short but powerful poem. It tells the story of a traveler who finds the broken statue of a great king in the desert. Only 2 stone legs remain, and the king's face lies in the sand. On the base, the words are carved, "Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair." But there is nothing around, just silence and empty desert. The message is clear: even the greatest rulers will one day disappear. Power is temporary, but time is forever. Another famous poem is Ode to the West Wind. In this poem, Shelley speaks to the wind like it's a living force. He calls it wild, strong, and free. He prays to the wind to lift him, to carry his ideas and poems across the world. He writes, "Lift me like a wave, a leaf, a cloud." This poem is both a personal cry and a call for revolution. Asking nature to help him spread change, just like the wind spreads leaves in autumn. A third beautiful poem is To a Skylark. Here, Shelley sees a bird flying high in the sky, singing a song that no human can match. He calls the skylark a blithe spirit, full of joy and freedom. He admires its happiness and wishes he could write as purely and perfectly as that bird sings. It's a poem full of light, music, and the desire to escape human sorrow. Another major work is Prometheus Unbound, a long dramatic poem based on Greek mythology. It tells the story of Prometheus, who was punished by the gods for giving fire, knowledge, to humans. In Shelley's version, Prometheus becomes a symbol of rebellion, sacrifice, and truth. The poem speaks of resistance to tyranny and the hope for a future world where love and freedom win. Shelley lived a short but intense life. In 1822, at the age of just 29, he went sailing with two friends in the Gulf of Spezia, Italy. A sudden storm came, and their boat disappeared. 10 days later, Shelley's body washed ashore. His face was unrecognizable, but he was identified by a book of poetry found in his pocket. He was burned on a funeral pyre by the sea, and his heart, strangely unburned, was given to Mary. She kept it for the rest of her life, pressed between the pages of his writing. Even though he died young, Percy Bysshe Shelley left behind a voice that still speaks to generations. During his lifetime, he was misunderstood, rejected, and called dangerous. But today, he is honored as one of the greatest romantic poets in history. His ideas, once considered too bold, are now admired as brave and timeless. Shelley taught the world that poetry can be a revolution. That words can be stronger than weapons. That beauty and truth walk together. He showed us how to question, how to feel, and how to fight, not with violence, but with vision. His poems continue to inspire those who dream of a better world. And even today, his fire still burns in the wind, in the sky, in the hearts of those who believe in freedom. This was Percy Bysshe Shelley. Not just a poet, but a warrior of words, a friend of freedom, and a voice that time could never silence. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiring stories.